Disclaimer, copyrights enforced. The following is based on true events, facts, fiction, second-party observations, nonsense, hearsay, bullshit. You be the judge. One thing we guarantee is 100% pure entertainment. All names, places, persons, and things, etc. have been changed for privacy issues. This show is R-rated, may contain obscene language, nudity, not for persons under 18. Please listen responsibly. I'm ready, bros. I'm ready. Welcome, Blowhard Talk Hard here with Julian and his co-host,
Producer Pat, yet again, and the co-pilot, Cheerleaders.
Attaboy Pat. Yep, our buddy Reimer is still on a hiatus. He'll be back next week. How you doing, Pat?
I'm doing all right.
That's good.
I can't
That's
complain.
good. What about me? Aren't you supposed to ask about how I'm doing?
I'm just
fucker?
watching you kill the moth.
Yeah, I'm a murderer. I just killed this
I was
little
going to
bug.
do it too, but it got away, and I was.
Fuck, I ruined our felt table.
That's all right. That thing was distracting me.
Yeah, it was pissing me off. What is this fucking thing?
It's a little baby moth, which means it's probably
It's dead.
eat our tablecloth.
There goes the moth. I just killed it, everybody. I'm a fucking bad guy.
I went on a special trip downtown to get this tablecloth,
Yep.
and that was a while ago. Okay. Well, anyway, how are you?
I'm all right, buddy. Just, did you watch the J game last night?
I didn't want to. I was worried about watching it because of that first game, so I didn't. And then as we were talking on the way here,
Okay, let's time date this first. Well, today is September. What?
the 30th,
The 30th. Yeah, yesterday was Jays Yankees game 2.
game one. Oh
Yesterday
that
was game 2. They
yeah.
lost the first game.
won.
And Rios was pitching yesterday, so you didn't watch it.
No, must-win series though.
Yes, tonight's the third game, and there's still a game behind. But that game last night, you missed the best game of the season.
I think I did. I did watch the highlights while we were on our way here, but I was too nervous. Sometimes I get nervous. I'm worried about jinxing it. Like I don't want to mess the juju up.
Yeah,
sometimes.
of course. I'm a Montreal fan. I used to spit on my TV back in the '90s when I was a kid. I used to get so emotional. I used to if they lost, I would be like so like upset. Like it was like nobody's paying my bills, but.
I get the updates from my parents because they're very invested in the Jays, and they get, they're in their 70s, but they get my mom gets very excited, and I get a lot of these emoji full of text of hands praying, bombs exploding.
It was great yesterday, man. Like they were winning like 4-0. I go, okay, it's gonna be one of those days. Everybody, they're all hitting. Like they have a great roster, but then all of a sudden the Yankees chip away. They tied it up 5-5.
Yeah.
And then the 8th inning. Like Bo hit that homer, the place went mental. Like it was exciting. Like,
well, they're two evenly matched teams. Like again, the Sox, the Yankees, and the Jays are very, very close and very similar style of teams.
Hitting wise, the Jays aren't the best. They have 4 guys who have over 100 RBIs. How many 40 homer they have?
Yeah, Semyon had his 44th, I think.
Yeah, he does. They have I think they're better than the Yankees are. I think you're thinking about the older Yankees.
What was good though with that win last night was beating Garrett Cole because he's their ace. So so hopefully Ray.
They took him out. They put him out after the 4th, I think.
So which is good. So again, it would have anything is possible. So I guess we'll know by tomorrow.
A fun fact: which team in Major League Baseball doesn't have their name on their jerseys? How many teams?
There's at least the Yankees.
Yankees do not.
They don't have the names on the back either.
The back of the jerseys. That's what I'm saying. Which team does not have the names on the back of the jerseys?
The Yankees is the big one I know.
Yes. What else? Is there another one?
I would want to think. Is it one of the other original ones, like the Dodgers, maybe, or someone?
No, the Dodgers have their names.
Who? I don't know. Do you know the answer?
I was going to say, do the Red Sox have their names?
I think they do too.
They do. So it's only the Yankees now.
The Yankees are the funny one, and they also have you can't have long hair because they have
really?
they have a grooming code.
Oh, well, that's fine. Whatever.
Because when what's his name from the Red Sox went there after they won, and he had to cut his
Wade Boggs?
No, the other guy with the long red hair. It was only 6 or 7 years ago. The Red Sox won. Oh, what the fuck was his name? But he had really long hair, and then he ended up being a Yankee, and then he cut it off.
Oh, Steinbecker fucking put his foot down.
That's right.
But another fun fact: cheerleaders in the NFL.
Yeah.
Which team doesn't have cheerleaders?
Do the Cheeseheads have cheerleaders?
Green Bay?
Yeah.
Of course they do. I think one team for sure, 2 maybe.
Who?
Pittsburgh Steelers do not have cheerleaders.
There's no Steelers girls for all those working class dudes.
That
in
Rudy,
Pittsburgh?
the owner of the Rudy guy back in the day, didn't want him, doesn't have him. And I think the other team would have been the Bears, but now I know the Bears have cheerleaders. Listeners, tell me if you know there's another team, but I'm the Steelers for a fact. Every other team has
Remember when the
cheerleaders.
Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders were the most famous cheerleaders
Yeah,
in the
that
world?
was the 70s, yeah.
But like they were the cheerleaders. Like everybody knew the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
Well, there was America's team back then, right? Like now, back then there was no television. You know, back then you used to watch that Zenith TV that was like 20-inch TV. You know, so but now every team has cheerleaders. If the Philadelphia Eagles had the cheerleaders had to get their outfits altered because they were too skimpy.
Come on.
Their asses were hey, the rules are the rules.
I know.
Do the baseball have cheerleaders?
No, it would be too bad.
Don't they have those girls running up and down the stands?
Yeah, well, they have the sort of like fan enthusiasm, like the
Yeah.
same they have them at the Raptors, but they're not really cheerleaders.
Raptors have cheerleaders. They do the show at the bottom.
No, but they changed it. It's like because they're North Side special. They're more of an all-inclusive, larger dance troupe.
Okay.
Last couple seasons, they kind of transitioned more
To a
into
dance, like to a little show.
a little more woke.
Yeah.
little
Yeah,
less.
well, that's cool. Baseball. Well, what's the other sport that doesn't have cheerleaders?
Soccer doesn't.
No, of course.
Sorry,
Soccer has
football.
hooligans, guys who throw beer bottles at your
Yeah,
head.
and Cinderblock, much more entertaining.
Yeah.
Bunch of toothless foxes.
Did you just go to the FC game you just said
TFC,
earlier?
I did. Yeah, they don't have cheerleaders.
No, but that wasn't my. Okay, yeah, we were talking cheerleaders, but we were talking also about beers. You were saying the cost of the beer.
Yeah, of all because again, I hadn't been to a sports match for a couple of years, probably since actually I could tell you the last game I went to was a very exciting Raptors game on February of 2020.
Pre-pandemic.
Like 3 weeks later, it was an awesome game. But I went to a TFC game the other day. It was the last game of the season, and I bought
Seriously, the last game of the season? How good are they this year? I haven't followed that stuff.
The 2 days later, there was the the Canadian National Championships, which is played through all the Canadian teams, had started. I haven't followed since whether they won.
So who did they play? Just
I
curious.
saw them play. It was Nashville.
Nashville has a soccer team.
Yeah, that's what
Hillbilly
I want to know
Nashville.
how popular Nashville. Like, how many fans are they getting? And
Hillbilly Nashville has a soccer team playing in the.
playing against the Toronto. So like,
Wow.
how many
I
people
am
are
fucking
tuning in?
stunned. Do they don't have a basketball team? They don't have a baseball team?
They have a hockey team.
Yeah. Again,
Oddly enough.
I don't fucking get that one either. But anyways, so they have a soccer team, and who won?
Toronto won. It was a very exciting game. It was good. It was 2-1.
People get drunk in that corner, eh?
That's my friend were watching like that whole end zone is
Yeah,
they don't
they're-
stop banging on the drums and chanting. It's quite
At
exciting.
Liberty Village, they have those 2 bars that they pack it up, like, and they get drunk before drunk. They're called the FC.
The Red Patch Boys.
Is that what they're called?
Yes.
Well, I was going to say the FC idiots. I'm only kidding.
Well, I was quite impressed with their non-stop. They didn't stop their
Yeah, they're wild.
the whole game.
They try to mimic England. and all
If
that.
they're getting wasted, they're paying $300 because I paid $18 for one beer, and I was like, "What the hell is going on here?"
One beer was $18.
Yeah.
What kind of beer?
Budweiser. So it's not even
Tall boy.
Yeah, 24 ounce. So it was like a pretty large glass of beer, but still not 18. Like for $18, you can buy. Well, these days you would.
Doesn't work like that at a sporting event. So how much is that? $18 for one beer. How many did you have? 3, 4?
I had 3 over the game.
So that's like
Plus a hot dog. A foot long was $12 too.
Fuck.
More than $1 an inch for a hot dog.
Wow. Fuck.
So yeah, the ticket was free. My friend brought me.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
thing,
but you
I
need
ended-
$300 on the side.
It was like Jesus Christ.
That's why I used to like. Well, I like going to the Jays games because you could sit at the bottom for $50. But I went with this girl one time. A double vodka cranberry, $25. So I buy one for me, obviously one for her. $50 a round, and they're nothing. They're just juice.
Yeah.
So you buy 2, 3 of them, you need $200.
Well, the problem with the baseball game is it's a long game. So it's easy, like you're not just going to have one beer at a baseball game because you're there for 3 hours.
Well, it depends on who you are, right? Like I try to relax with the alcohol when I'm at these things. It's like golfing. We used to get smashed. And then by the 10th hole, you can't even swing the club.
Yeah.
So now I just have a rule. We just want, as you grow, you get smarter.
Well, you do want to be able to enjoy the game and remember
Exactly,
it.
yeah.
You're paying for the money. But I just like, if you go to a basketball game, it's like 48 minutes. It's hard to crush like 20 beers because you just don't have the time.
Yeah, you'd have to be a real wild man to do that anyways.
And you got to plan your bathroom breaks. But at a baseball game, it's so much more leisurely that it's easy to all of a sudden be like, oh shit, I just had 6 or 7.
Who said they had a beer inning? An inning. You could do a beer inning? Yeah.
Up till the 7th because they stopped selling after the 7th.
Yeah, but I'll buy 2 of them. You
Yeah.
know, that's what they usually do.
So a 9-beer afternoon only costs you $375.
That's nothing. Go to a Leaf game. You need $1,000 to go to a Leaf game. $500 for the ticket, and then another $300 for booze, whatever, food.
I think we talked about the price of beer a few times on this podcast because it's a moment.
It freaks everybody out. People just get so surprised. Oh, the guy. I don't know if we talked about it. They don't take cash now at the.
Yeah, that is.
Did we talk about it last episode?
We talked about it. I don't know if we talked about it on air because we were just chatting about it with Johnny Love we were at the Thirsty Fox.
Okay.
It was a conversation we were having at the bar. And again, when I went to the TFC, the first thing they tell you on the thing is it's now a cashless venue. So
where do they tell you?
You have to, when you go in, they tell you that now. When you get your ticket, has it on there now too. They give you a warning because I think a lot of people were going and being surprised, like, you don't take money?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's fun. I think that's against the law.
I don't know what it is, but it's the beginning. And
well, maybe it is now. If they say it is the law, but I thought Canadian currency is currency.
Well, yeah, it seems insane that you can't use money. And, you know, these are like private businesses, so like you can do whatever the hell you want, right? Like it's like going
Can you?
Well, you go to a convenience store, sometimes they say we don't take
debit,
credit card or something like that.
Yeah, because they're too low budget, but...
well, because a lot of those places is because the businesses have to pay fees, so like it's expensive. But I can't see Rogers Center worrying about...
Well, that's that guy. He went and he bought 2 beers and he wanted to pay cash. The security took him down. They put him on the floor.
Yeah, he started freaking out and he was going to get tased. And like,
yeah, they put him down. That guy should sue them.
Yeah, and then his friend luckily was able to pay for him, but like it would be like if you're there, like, wait a second, you can't, and it's because Johnny actually had the good sort of theory is that especially for like tips for the vendors or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, now you can't hide those tips.
Oh.
Right? Because they
okay, but what does that have to do with the ownership? They don't care.
Well, no, maybe it's the government saying because if you start with these bigger sort of institutional places where like you can kind of make it happen, it's slowly like mission creep gets into society and gets people prepared for
all the young generation already. Like I was watching this YouTube video of the millennial, I can't even pronounce that word, 1984 and up.
Millennial.
Yeah. He was going the top 4 things that these people like they're having like these they feel entitled. He goes number 2, they feel like, oh, you play baseball as a kid, they don't keep score, so basically there's no winner or loser, but you participated. He goes, what kind of bullshit is that? He goes, if a kid plays, he trains hard, he gives all his all, and at the end they don't keep score. He goes, there's no sense of achievement. Even if you lose, at least you could say, I tried.
Well, that would be like having the version of like Monopoly, but everybody gets the same amount of money at the beginning, and then at the end you also get the same amount of money.
But that's what they do in these things. The soccer games with the kids, they don't teach the kid and then they don't teach the kid, like, no matter what you do, the parents are like, it's okay, it's good. You know, it's like, you can't touch your kid, you can't, whatever, discipline him. And then these kids go to work and they feel like they're so empowered, they're going to do so good, but they realize after that, wait a minute, and they get so let down because the boss has higher expectations.
Well, and also if you have no sort of idea about what it is to both win and lose, like,
thank you.
Like you don't win every day, but like
even if you lose, it's good.
Well, yeah. Again, it's like you learn from like almost all the best lessons in life are done through failure and loss.
You fall down, you get back up.
Yeah.
If you keep falling down and nobody says it's okay, it's not okay. You have to learn from that and keep going forward.
Yeah,
But they're not being taught that, and I think this goes back to everything the way everybody wants to control everything with the credit cards and like, oh, I only use my credit card. I'm like, why? Oh, that's why I can keep track of my spending. I go, what? If you put $200 in your pocket, you can't keep track of what you bought? Like, are you that stupid?
Yeah, and you're like, wait a second, it seems like I have $200 worth of stuff at the end of the day.
Like, do you need to see a printout at the end of the month? Or like, what's the problem here? Oh, I get points. Yeah, but that's their game to get you.
Well, yeah, and a lot of the points is simply like, I think people who use like Air Miles cards are dumb.
I don't even have that,
It's tracking and you need a gajillion to do anything. And basically, it's just another way for them to know exactly what your purchases are. So
that's the whole.
It's data collection.
Plan of whatever. We're not going to talk conspiracy theories, but at the end of the day, if you can't, like, why are you forcing me to use my credit card at a Blue Jay game?
Well, yeah, not use money. Like,
Somebody told me, excuse me, Tim Hortons doesn't take $100 bill.
yeah,
That's fucking bullshit. But is that look? Actually,
I
that is
don't
true.
know
I
because
think.
I don't go to Tim Hortons because I'm
No,
not.
I don't really go either. But somebody a 50 or 100, they don't take both because it's too high of a denomination. But if I went there saying I bought 2 sandwiches and 2 coffees, it's about $20.
Yeah.
So what am I going to pay with? Fives?
Yeah, or
Toonies?
Yeah, toonies. Give them. I don't know if like in the States it was always they wouldn't take the 50s and the 100s because those were the counterfeit.
That's different.
But these new bills are very uncounterfeitable.
Very different situation with the counterfeit. I get that.
I think they're slowly. It's the same way thing that they did was when like the get rid of the penny. It's just slowly to just get currency out of the out of circulation.
Yes.
So there is a movement called Cash Fridays. Is if you can, even on Friday, just try and pay everything with money. Because as long as we keep
Is that
money
right?
in the
I
system.
never heard of that. What's that called?
Just Cash Friday.
They tell you.
Just it's like a kind of a a grassroots movement. Of
Oh, I like that.
Keep cash
Circulating.
circulating.
Yeah.
The more that it is, like it's harder. Like eventually, and I'll put this on the record to you now.
Sure.
On September 30th, the day that hopefully the Jays beat the Yankees.
For sure they are, but go on.
That within the next probably 2 to 5 years, there will be a cash amnesty where they will say, we're taking money, getting rid of cash, you can bring it to the bank at par, and then eventually it'll be like penalizing.
I'll agree, but I'll say it'll take 10 years.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be...
I was told this by somebody else about 5 years ago. If you have any real money, start to get rid of it because it's going to be gone in 10 years.
Yeah, and then eventually, whether or not, because they're, having like things like, physical silver and physical gold, that's the next,
But you're not going to go to the store with a silver bar.
No, you're going to have to take it to a place, and then they're going to
Give me what?
Credits on your new app. And
are we watching sci-fi movies now?
We're living them. Welcome to 2021.
Yeah,
it's
ridiculous.
It's kind of interesting. Again, it's a fascinating time to be alive. I think you just.
I don't think so. I hate it. I don't like it at all. I like it when we used to have beepers and pagers. Beep beep. Go to the payphone.
That's right. Then you don't have to. You get.
I had a girlfriend. Where are you going? I'm taking a drive down to the East End. Okay. 2 minutes later, I'm in the car. Beep beep. Look at the pager. It's her. Okay. Pull over. Go to a payphone. What's up? Where are you? I go. I fucking just told you where I am. 2 seconds later, beep. Obviously, she was a psycho girlfriend, right?
Yeah, wait a second.
It didn't last very long, but she used to beat me like it was fucking hilarious. But there was all those payphones.
Yes.
And you had a roll of quarters. People, the young, these 84 and up, like my nieces and stuff, they got no clue what the fuck I'm talking about. You would go to the mall, they had Bell Mobility, only sells beepers.
Yeah.
Do they still sell beepers?
Oh God, no! I don't think you would, unless there's maybe there's a retro movement of people with page, but I don't know who would be like. Does
a pager.
Telus have like paging?
Well, I know some people who had pagers that are encrypted for just certain, but again.
Fascinating. I just always.
I don't see it. I haven't been to a store though. They might have a pager system.
That would be funny, but I guess maybe in like weird countries or something like that. But again, that'd be something you would want to get people to.
Imagine we used to have it on our belts over here like this. Beep beep. I used to think you were cool because we were young, right?
And then I'd be like 9/11. You have to.
I remember my buddy had one, and nobody would call him. And he kept checking it. He's like, I'm like, you don't need a beeper, man. Nobody likes you, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, who's paging you? So he pages himself just to make himself feel important.
Or he used to say if it's on page 911.
Yeah.
And then you go to what's up? Oh,
sorry.
Nothing. What are you doing?
I really need that bag of weed.
1911. No, they just wanted to make sure you call them.
Yeah. It's like on the voicemail, like sometimes like you can press one if it's urgent. Because it puts it to the...
But who leaves voicemails these days? I've never left a voicemail ever in the last 5 years. And you know what? Sometimes I look at my phone and I have that little icon that says that somebody left me a voicemail. But I think it's one of those like, I don't know, some agency or something.
I don't...
Not a collection agency, like one of those like WestJet Promotions or something like that.
No one leaves me voicemails other than my parents or my boss, or it's robocalls.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Just text me because I'll look at it. I'll read it. I'm not listening to. I haven't even gone into my voicemail in 5 years.
No, and I don't leave a lot of voicemails. My work, we receive it's all. I'm answering because it's all ordering, but it's kind of crazy. But
yeah, you leave a voicemail to somebody that you want, like I don't know, like your insurance to get so she can return your call. Hi, I'm not at the office right now. You fucking bitch. Where are you?
Seriously.
Then she doesn't call you back for 5 days.
This deductible is bullshit.
Yeah.
I remember the one time the girl called me back. It was a month later. She goes, "I was on. Yeah, it was during the pandemic, like the real pandemic." And she goes, "Yeah, I'm just." I go, "Returning my call." I go, "Are you fucking stupid?" I go, "That was a month ago. What are you talking about?" But yeah, the pagers. Everybody used to. They were. I don't know, man. Like, see, I had a problem with Rogers. I called them and I got because I told them off. Anyways, I went to Bell, but they took 5 days to keep my same numbers. So I said, "Fuck it." I couldn't to keep the numbers, so I went Bell with the TV and the internet, and the cell phones are still with Rogers.
Yeah, that's why we were saying I think you should go to TELUS to get your pager, and then you'd have all
Another page. I should get another pager and just fucking
through TELUS though, so you're fully connected with the monopoly.
Is that the 3 Canadian ones?
Those are the big That's the 3 monopolies.
Yeah, except Chatters or Wins, whatever the fuck they're called.
Yeah, and they still only like lease space, like lease bandwidth from the big company, but they're big.
Yeah.
The big 3 own everything.
Yeah.
That's why we have such shitty cell phone deals.
Bell
compared to
came to my house because Rogers had all the channels where I knew 22, 21, 24. Bell's channels are all 500, 400. I have no clue what the fuck I'm looking for. The converter's like a 15-inch skinny stick.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
It's crazy. Though I worked with a guy, he got one of those like little magic boxes. It's just like so through the internet. It's like kind of some sort of thing. He's like, yeah, now I have 3,800 channels. I'm like, how do you even go through 3,800 channels?
That's like everybody, those people who have those boxes, but get a life, man. Those boxes, satellites, all that stuff. We went through all those. Tick, tick, tick. Find the link.
Well,
Fuck
you're just
off. I got no time
3,800.
for shit.
Yeah.
Like I tell people, Netflix, I watch it, but it doesn't watch. I don't watch it. It watches me.
Well, yeah, it's
Because I just put it on just so I can hear noise. I've watched Deep Space Nine, the Star Trek.
because it's a very good show.
Yeah, but I've watched it 1 million times.
Oh yeah,
Like I don't care what's new.
you know what happens.
Yeah, I just put it on just to brain
What's up with
noise.
Cisco this week? Ah.
Yeah, just breathe. Hey, you know what? We're sitting in the office right now. You know what I just noticed?
What?
Look in the corner.
Hey, there's a baseball bat.
A wooden baseball
That's
bat.
a good sign. I think that's a
A
good omen.
Louisville Slugger. Who the fuck put that there?
Was it? I guess our
Our landlord? He wants to club us in the head because we got to pay the rent.
He's like, listen, these guys their show is so hot and so controversial. I know that someone's going to kick down the door, so I should give them something to
Some
protect.
protection. Or he wants his rent and he's going to beat our. It's a sign that we better fucking pay or he's going to club us.
I think it's an omen that the Jays are going to win tonight.
The Jays. Yeah. You did compliment my shirt.
It looks pretty good. The Greek King.
Yep. We should post it on Instagram for people to see it. They won't believe it.
Has there ever
This
been
shirt-
any Greek players in the MLB?
MLB, of
majors?
course. Moustakis, because I think there was a few guys.
'Cause, like, who would be the most famous Greek baseball player be?
Was that Baltimore guy who was pretty good? Moustakis? I don't know, man. There's a couple of them. There's a few in hockey. You know, we get around. Look at the tennis players. The guy who was the number 3 in the world, who kept going to the washroom for an hour. You know that guy?
No, I don't.
His name is Chyprius or something like that. And he was playing the U.S. Open, and he was playing against the English guy. And he would take a break on purpose. And he'd go to the washroom, and he'd take 20 minutes. And then the other guy's like, hey, man, because the other guy was getting momentum.
Yeah.
So the Greek guy goes, I got to take a shit all of a sudden. So he goes to the washroom, and the guy's yelling at the umpire going, what the hell, man? I go to the washroom too. Why is it taking this guy so fucking long? But there's no rule on how long you can go to the washroom. So now they might implement the rule, like you got 10 minutes to diarrhea your fucking ass. But he was doing it every game.
Very smart, actually.
Yeah, to take away the momentum. And then the other girl that played, what's the fuck, the little Filipino Montreal girl, Fernandez. And then there was the other Toronto-born girl, but she plays for Britain. She won the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
But the other one was the Greek girl. She was in tennis too, the semifinals, who had no idea who the fuck she was. But it was interesting because I didn't realize Greeks play tennis. But we have the tennis guy that goes to the washroom every fucking match.
And then you got the great Atentocumbo.
Oh, fuck. The basketball player. Yeah.
So there's a few.
I thought that guy was going to become a Raptor.
Everyone was hoping, but
You know why? Did you ever watch the documentary?
it's very good.
Very, very good. But you know what's the
Masai.
Raptors? Yeah. That guy, I can't pronounce his name. Say it.
Atentocumbo?
He wasn't going to come here to play unless he brought his family. And the general manager of the Raptors,
Masai Ujiri, he worked it all out.
he worked it on and brought his family here.
Yeah.
And then he ended up going to Milwaukee. But the deal was supposedly play a couple of years in that ugly city and then come to Toronto.
Yeah.
But didn't he just sign with Milwaukee for $100 million?
Which is fine by me, as long like if he had gone to someplace like L.A. or like Brooklyn or something like that. But again, you want those players like he's like, I'm not chasing a dollar. This is my team.
No, but the deal was he brought the family here, man. He owed him, man.
Well, but we got the brother, the young. There's an
Giannis.
or the other one of the brothers.
He's Giannis, and the other brother's fucking probably Steph. Yeah, is he any good?
Well, he's not the Greek freak, but he got signed by the Raptors.
First of all, the Greek freak in basketball. We'll make this quick because people might go, these guys. We're not even basketball experts, especially me. I don't even hardly watch it, but I watched that documentary. He was a skinny stick playing in basketball in Athens. He was just shooting the ball, and some high school coach seen him, and he doesn't even know how to play basketball. Yeah. And he started, because he had the size. And he goes, this guy he could play. So they beefed him up. Next thing you know, he was naturally talented, and that's how he played. Otherwise, that guy would have been doing nothing.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of these guys. Like Siakam only started playing when he was like 17 or whatever like that. And he was a latecomer to the sport.
Oh, is that right? Eh?
Yeah, and
where's his background?
He is
Is he African?
Yeah, he's either from Cameroon.
So he was born there.
Yeah, and just again one of those guys that's discovered late. Well, I think there was.
Did he come here just to play basketball?
Yeah, well, the NBA has a pretty decent outreach kind of service where they go into Africa and again
they try to
find players, and they develop, and they kind of helping to get the kids like off the streets and stuff like that, like doing stuff. So they'll see someone like a Siakam, who's this 7 feet tall sort of gangly kid who's got some athletic ability,
potential to be something,
and put a ball in his hand and like sort of, and then again it's the sort of player early development
for sure. Yeah. Well, that's what they did with Ronaldo in soccer. They see that he's talented at 10 years old, and the next thing you know, they build him up, and they make money. Sports.
Yeah, sports.
Go Jays, go. Let's take a little break. We'll be right back.
Hello, listeners. This is Reimer from Blow Hard, Talk Hard, and we want you to like, subscribe, and review. I'm going to talk you through this. You're going to go, yes, love this show, and put your comments on there. Right now, we are the #1 adult sex talk show in Toronto. We are huge over in Europe, and we want you to continue making us bigger, if you know what I mean.
Welcome back, listeners. Julian here, co-producer Pat still here in the house. I eat what? You eat fucking dick, never mind the bullshit.
I do not. I have a very good diet.
You know what, man? This is fucking crazy, man. I was at my buddy's house. He wanted me to order Uber Eats for him because he didn't have his credit. I don't know, whatever. He doesn't have it. He's not
He doesn't. He's
one of those cash guys who will just say like I have Uber Eats because I just have it. But anyways, I'm a cash guy too, FYI. But he ordered Swiss Chalet.
How was it? I've been Swiss Chalet for a long time.
It's fucking expensive.
It is very expensive. It's not a very good deal.
It came out to $80 for him. I go, hey man, you fuck. He goes, don't worry, I'll give you the money. I know you. I was just, I know he gave me the money, but the point is, he ordered a rack of ribs, a mashed potato, a fucking 2 baked potatoes, fucking 4 Diet Cokes or Coke Zeros, and a full rack of ribs. Sorry. Anyways, it was $70-something with delivery. See, this is the scam. They charge you delivery fee. Then they also say, next, tip.
Yeah, no.
So what's the delivery fee for? $6.99 delivery fee.
No, and actually, if you go deeper into like DoorDash, Uber Eats, any of those Grubhub or whatever, people really shouldn't use them. They totally fuck over the businesses because they charge the business a percentage.
Yeah, like so does Visa, so does everybody.
Like someone someone did like $45,000 of sales, say like over like a month, their restaurant.
Yeah.
Over through Grubhub, their takeaway in the end was something like $20,000.
No way.
Under less than half. All the fees and everything that is built in there for those companies.
Okay.
And it's almost like people and they make it necessary because there was some shady business done by them where they, like, I think it was Grubhub. They would go in and they would get phone numbers. They would just, and websites that are very similar to like every restaurant.
Okay.
And it would show up at the top of, and then like Because even if you call them, like they just charge you a fee for like if like it was really weird how they do it. They would have a website and phone numbers, but the phone number was like to them.
Okay, you're confusing everybody. Forget about it.
Okay, it was just basically they were gaming the system and then sort of forcing the restaurants.
Well, the bottom line of what you said, $40,000 I would make in a month using Uber Eats or whatever. I think I made 20.
Yeah, if you just people order directly from your favorite restaurant, I'm sure they can work out a way to deliver it to you, or if not, go.
Well,
pick it
even
up.
actually, they have delivery charges too.
But if it's all just for the person who works there getting...
That's fine, yeah.
Yeah.
So why am I paying $6.99 delivery fee for Swiss Chalet, and then I got to add a tip, which is fine. Again, I like the tip. But who's getting that $6.99?
Yeah, not the driver. I don't think the driver...
Delivery fee. The store?
No, I think either the delivery service and the driver.
The delivery service is the guy who I'm giving the tip to.
Yeah.
So why am I giving him 15, whatever, 18%?
Well, he's probably getting... The company is probably getting that delivery fee, like the delivery company, like whether it's DoorDash or whoever, and then probably only a percentage of that goes to the actual driver.
So the $6.99, he gets maybe $2.99 of that, and then $2.99 goes to Uber Eats, for example,
Yeah.
and then I give him a tip.
Yeah.
So that's why a regular meal would have cost $55, costs $75 because I paid $20 in taxes, fees, delivery fees, and tip.
And the Swiss Chalet probably saw maybe less than even their $20 because they probably have to pay a subscription service.
It depends on how far they are sometimes because some delivery fees are $2.99, some are $8.99, depends on what store you order from.
No, those food delivery services, however like convenient they are for people, are actually not very good for the businesses that they're supposed to have.
Well, they're not good for your pocket either because one time I was ordering a couple of things and I go, wait a minute, this is $40 for fucking 2 Big Macs. Like I go, this is ridiculous. I can hop in my car and just go grab them.
Yeah, first off, you shouldn't eat at McDonald's.
It's like I don't really order it often. I just like sometimes get like a treat for the family. Like I'll buy Swiss Chalet for the family. Will cost you over $150.
But, there was a time where you couldn't order McDonald's. You had to go to McDonald's.
Yeah.
Like
I walked into a McDonald's and they had this thing in the middle where you start pushing buttons like a computer, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
oh man,
I haven't really walked into a McDonald's in like 5 years.
I used to live right by the world famous Parkdale McDonald's.
Yeah, Duffer and King. Yeah.
One of the most,
Get a few oxys and a burger.
That was but then when they finally put in those, because it was the most, the staff there was,
wisecrack.
yeah, it's very good. But the staff there was always the most patient because the clientele there, it was always pretty busy. It was basically a homeless shelter.
Yeah.
24/7.
Oh, so 24-hour one? They sleep there, yeah.
And the people they're retarded how they order. And then, but when they finally put in those kiosks, it made my life so much easier when I would go there like for a midnight snack or whatever. Because you could just go.
I thought you just said you don't order McDonald's, you fucking
luckily
liar.
they tore it down, and occasionally you come home from the bar and you...
Obviously, that's why I was saying.
Bad
Come on,
decision
everybody
making.
pretends they don't eat McDonald's, but once in a while everything's okay. But
I haven't had McDonald's for a while. Luckily, because they tore the McDonald's down, and
that's not there no more?
no, they're putting a condo there, and they moved it down the street closer to Liberty Village.
You know, interesting that you mentioned condo. We were talking about that yesterday. Every fucking condo they're building. We had the most cranes in operation in the world.
There's a lot
In the world. Cranes building. They're building condo after condo. They tore down this. They're told down that. Honest Eds, all these places. First of all, half of them are going to be, they're empty.
Who's moving into these places?
Well, who can afford $3,000 a month for 500 square feet?
Yeah, or $850,000 mortgage. Like you're taking out.
Nobody's buying them. They're okay. If you bought it, you're an idiot. If you rent it, you're an idiot because if you buy it, you still got to pay the maintenance fee every month.
Condo fees are
$500.
Not more.
So, how are they going to be supported? We're saying like the way you're talking about money.
Yeah.
In 20 years, they're going to be like New York's buildings. They're like those old, those big buildings they used to have in New York that were good in the 60s.
Yeah.
Now they're cracked. They turned out to be crack buildings, but they tore them down now. But they're crack buildings at the end.
Oh, cool.
All our front street and everything in 20 years is going to be crack buildings.
I think so. I just don't know what the market is. Who is coming in to buy or live in all these residences? Like, is there that much of an influx of population?
Well, I know who lives in them. Like in certain ones, it's either dancers, industry girls, and drug dealers.
Or a lot of them are ghost places that are just.
And then the nicer ones, you have your doctors and your lawyers and the higher end people who have good jobs. But how many people are doctors and lawyers?
No, and you have a lot of overseas just ghost, like they just.
And they're empty.
Money laundering.
And they're empty.
Yeah, exactly.
So eventually, what are they going to turn into in 20 years?
Yeah. Like
abandoned fucking, or people are gonna figure it out and they're gonna go crash out of there and they're gonna start. It's gonna be ugly. I'm not gonna be around in 30 years, like knock on wood, but. Those buildings, they're building way too many, way too fast, and everywhere.
No, where was I just walking yesterday that it's a huge, up on Lansdowne, just south of DuPont.
Yeah.
Or no, Davenport, sorry.
Yeah, my niece bought one there. That's at the Galleria, Dufferin and DuPont. They tore down all the fuck was there? They moved Planet.
Well, the Galleria Mall, which was the world's worst mall.
That mall was like walking into the 70s.
I would always because I used to go get my hair cut there because this guy, it was funny, but it was like, I was like, who the fuck shops? Like, how does any of this, how does this luggage place stay in business?
That I was about to say, the only thing I've gone there for is to buy those little luggage bags. Other than that store back in the day, it had Zellers.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
I went there, the Zellers was closing, and I didn't know that. I went in to buy some work boots. And we're
talking 25 years ago.
But just even when I moved here, I needed some work boots for my job. So I went to Zellers. I'm like, oh, that's a good place. The shelves were on sale. I'm like, what the fuck is up with this place?
Yeah.
They're shelling the shelves?
Yeah. That mall, nobody knows it. But then even Dufferin Mall. I had this, my ex-girlfriend before. We walked in there and she goes, this is the welfare mall. I go, what are you talking about? Because, we're from here. Because, she's a typical Vaughan girl, Italian. They're used to fucking Yorkdales and the high-end stores, Whole Redfords and all that shit. She goes, this mall looks like a welfare mall. Because what did that store have? Stitches?
It is a chintzy mall, but they have the best winners. It's got a very good winners.
Well, they have Walmart. That's the only reason I go there. What else do they have there?
It's every time I go in there, I'm like, why did I?
You have to go at 8 in the morning.
Yeah, you got. When I go there,
Walmart's only good for stuff like you buy a pair of socks or you buy pens or fucking.
I need a new towel.
Exactly, towels or something like that. But there's you're not going to buy clothes.
No, they have a good Winners. They have that Walmart. They have a pretty solid big beer store there, which has a good.
Oh, they just opened that.
And they have a good LCBO.
Again, they just opened that too.
But otherwise, there's not. And because
Foot Locker's there,
And actually, they have a Mark's Work Warehouse, like a Mark's, which
on the other side, right?
On the other side.
Remember that back in the day, they had a bowling alley downstairs.
I did not.
We used to go there. If you walk on the other side, they had the Eaton's.
Yeah.
My buddies used to work there. There's no more Eaton's. I don't even know what the fuck is there.
There's a Marshall's now. Maybe they put the Marshalls.
Maybe. But down the stairs was a bowling alley where you had to keep score, not automatic. And we used to go there and drink draft and get bombed when we were like 17, 16.
I haven't been bowling in a while.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know, people are listening now going, fucking, they're in the States or wherever they are. They're going, what the fuck are these guys talking about? Dufferin Mall.
Well,
you know what? Let's just summarize it. Dufferin Mall is a mall in Toronto, Canada, close to downtown, where it's pretty. My ex-girlfriend said it was a scum mall.
No, it's not a scum mall. It's just a small mall. But it's the only real.
Well, the States has beautiful malls.
Well, yeah, they know how to. They do malls right in the States.
I was in there when I was in Arizona. Every mall was beautiful. Like over here, Yorkdale's a mall, but then there's a shooting every other fucking weekend.
Yeah, Eaton Center is technically a mall, and again, it's similar.
Of course, it's a mall, but again,
that's the downtown mall. Like Dufferin Mall is a little bit more sort of West Toronto.
Yeah, that's old school. Like
I don't know any other ones.
Sherway Gardens, those are beautiful places, right? They have good stores in there, right?
Yeah.
But how did we get talking about
this? Well, we were talking about the Galleria.
But again, they don't even know the people who listen. They're like, "What's the Galleria?" The Galleria is
the worst mall I've ever been to.
If you were to ever shoot a movie, and you needed a '70s theme, that would be the movie.
Yeah.
Speaking of a new movie, and the Soprano movie,
I haven't seen it.
I seen the trailer. His kid's playing the young Tony.
Yeah.
So that proves to the fact that I used to say, if he never died, they would have made the movie. So this is their way of making the movie with him being a kid. It looked pretty good. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's getting not bad reviews. I think it drops.
It's not out yet, is it?
Tomorrow, I think, Friday.
Yeah, see, I'm not going to no theater. That's the problem, right?
Yeah.
But it looks good because I like those 70s based themes.
Well, I like 70s gritty cinema and 70s like.
But made today 70s, like Donnie Brasco, like that movie. Yeah. Like Goodfellas, those like not only gangster movies, just movies that are that kind of a theme. Like,
the 70s, like there was like again, I was just talking to my dad the other day because I've been watching a lot of like sort of 70s.
But they were made in the 70s.
Yeah, but
that doesn't. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about movies made now, based from the 70s.
Yeah, I just there's just that sort of a griminess.
It's
too.
beautiful. I like it so much. Carlito's Way.
I love Carlito's Way. That's such a good movie.
Those other movies that were in the 70s, like Serpico, like that kind of, those were good movies. But I used to always say, if they made Scarface today,
There's a remake. There was a couple announced. They're trying to redo it. They don't know how. There's some going to be like kind of a reboot, whether it's a new version.
no,
of
I'm
the
just saying,
De
make
Palma
it
one.
exactly the same.
Yeah,
The same kind of movie, just different scenes, obviously, but same characters. And today's technology, that movie would be so good.
yeah. There's two in development. There's the one that's going to try and redo.
Oh, I
like,
never
the
knew
De
that.
Palma
Oh, you're
one.
into the movie thing, eh? Yeah.
And then there's the one that was written by the Coen brothers, the best filmmaker, which is more of a, because the original Scarface was like from the 40s. There's like a old school.
I did see it. Yes,
Gangster,
yes.
like
Yeah. Well, Al
gangster.
Capone. Al Capone.
I'm an gangster.
Yeah, we had the scar. Al Capone.
Yeah, so there's a couple different projects that have been sort of in development. Nothing's been really officially announced, but anyway,
So they're making movies regularly now, even during the pandemic?
it never really stopped.
I think it did.
Very briefly, but like again, because if everyone's stuck at home, they got to have shit on TV. So like they're not going to stop pumping.
Yeah, but
it
they
out.
weren't, the theaters, they weren't making, like, in the summertime, there's always like 5 blockbusters released. What was released? Nothing.
Well, no, yeah, like theatrical, but still every Netflix, because like you had Apple launched a streaming service, Apple Plus, HBO Max, Netflix.
Yeah, but do they have real movies, new movies?
They're big, big show, like big series, like shows. They're mostly doing like a lot of
Yeah,
series.
those series things. Yeah. I'm talking about like a major movie. Like,
But no, everything got pushed back because the big one, like James Bond's coming out really quickly.
there you go. See,
that's
stuff
been
like that.
Pushed back for 2 years because
Yeah.
that was supposed to come out last. All the Black Widow, any of these.
Yeah,
movies,
those kind. That's what I'm
everything was
referring
pushed.
to, like Batmans and shit like that, right?
No, yeah, because the other one, the new Mission Impossible, that was supposed
See,
to be
yeah.
this September, and it got pushed. So everything got slightly pushed until they could figure
Is
out.
Tom Cruise still the star?
Well, he's the man, yeah,
The 4-footer is still fucking driving off fucking cliffs?
yeah, with weird.
Who's the James Bond guy?
Daniel Craig?
Is
But
it
this
him
is
still?
his last one.
I like that guy. He's good.
I love Daniel Craig.
What was that movie he did when he was the drug guy?
Who's the drug?
Yeah, he was the dealer. Fucking great movie. Shit.
Daniel Craig is a drug dealer.
Big time. Yeah.
I just
Oh,
remember
man.
he did the one where they were the Polish.
No. This was a drug dealer. He was the fucking movie. Man. Anyways, that was a good movie. Anybody, listeners, tell me what that movie. Daniel Craig was in it. It was based in England.
You're not thinking actually instead of the Tom Hardy one where he was the drug dealer, Bronson.
No. It was Daniel Craig. I forget it.
That's all right.
Eastern Promises was a good movie too.
Yeah.
For anybody who watches fucking movies.
I always
I
think
Googled.
the
I went to
funniest-
my phone to Google, and right away a porn came up. I think I was,
Oh,
wa- I
right,
was
Daniel-
watching. I was watching porn.
Oh, I thought
probably.
you were saying Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig, English actor. What the fuck was that movie? I'm gonna make this quick so we can fucking get on with it.
But anyway, we can
Skyfall.
we can just say also, go Jays go. Big
Go
game
Jays,
tonight.
go. Go Jays, go. Layer Cake.
Layer Cake.
You didn't watch Layer Cake?
I'm gonna look for it.
That's the best movie he's ever made.
He's such a good actor.
Yeah, very good movie.
I
Anyways,
just watched Knives Out actually. You watched
Who?
Knives Out, the kind of the murder mystery. It came a couple
I
of
never
years
seen
ago.
it. I never seen
It's
it.
sort of like Agatha Christie, but he plays a detective,
Oh yeah.
and he's pretty good. He
But
does
that
this-
one there, for gangster movies, watch it. Another stupid movie that I watched on Netflix with DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. It was a Quentin
Once
Tarantino
Upon a
movie.
Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I like that movie.
That was so stupid.
I
Was that the Charles Manson background?
Yeah, but
Those girls
But he
would-
screwed it up. Like instead of them.
See when he punched
killing-
out the girl, how funny it was?
I'm one of those guys. I'm a Tarantino fan, so I.
No, I love that car movie with Kurt Russell when he was
Death Proof.
Death Proof, and he was smashing the girl's face on the windshield, and he ordered what did he order for the bar for a drink?
Well, nachos El Grande, and then they were drinking chartreuse.
He was drinking a drink with no alcohol, and then I forget.
Yeah, it was like a virgin pina colada.
That's right. Yeah. And then he smashed her up, and then those girls beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah,
That was a great movie, actually.
but I like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think that's
It was kind of strange. I don't know. I watched
It's a different
it.
sort of movie. It's not because it's sort of meandering and it's not really about anything.
Fuck, I'm going to say one thing. This episode we're doing here today, we've gone from A to Z about everything and anything.
Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna. What title?
How
is
the
that?
hell are we
What-
going to call? Hey guys, I don't know if this is going to be any good, but we're just when you listen to this episode, I think you should be high a little bit because we're fucking going from I don't even know where we're coming up with here.
From
Daniel Craig's Layer Cake, good movie.
to the Blue Jays.
To the Blue Jays. Let's
No More
talk
Cash.
Leafs. I watched the Leaf Hab game. Fucking go Leafs go! I can't stand them.
Well, Toronto, just again set your expectations accordingly for the coming season.
Oh, for sure.
So start planning the parade
Campbell's
now.
their goalie. They traded Anderson. And we were arguing, me and my buddy. We were going, if you trade away your fucking goalie that pays $5 million a year to bring in a guy who's not proven yet, who's only won 15 games. Oh, but he's really good. He's only won 15 games. What happens if he plays now and he loses 10 games?
Yeah, well, exactly.
Where's your backup? Hutchinson? But you traded your fucking proven veteran. It's like when Montreal had Carey Price and Halak. And Halak, that 2010, Halak beat Pittsburgh and Washington in the playoffs because Carey Price was injured. What happened? They lost the series after. Who did they trade in the offseason? Carey Price or Halak. Everybody's what are we going to do? What are we going to do? They got rid of Halak right away because they know they stick to their...
Well, they had a plan, and there was, a friend of mine was talking to a sports agent one time when he was down at Sundance Film Festival, who was Carey Price's agent, and he's like, they just, like, some of these teams, they just know, like, because it's an multi-million-dollar investment, right?
Exactly.
So they know exactly what it is that they're doing, like, and like, if you're going to spend millions, you just can't be reactionary.
So why did Toronto trade Anderson?
Yeah, again,
Without Campbell playing only 15, 20 games last year.
no, either they
And then he lost to Montreal in 7.
Yeah, so either they, again, sometimes they, again, it's sort of a crapshoot. I can't speak for,
If Campbell plays good, it's smart.
like,
If he plays bad, they're fucked.
because going back to our earlier conversation, they may have had their eye on Campbell for 15,
He's 27 years
well,
old.
since he was 10 or whatever,
But
right?
he's
Like,
27. He's not
a rookie.
He's definitely not a kid that's an up and comer. He's 27. Like, where the fuck you been, bro?
Yeah, so again, I don't know, but we're
And it
talking
also
about the
shows to
Toronto
me,
Maple
I was
Leafs
trying to
'cause
tell
they're
him,
dumb.
the general manager shows no loyalty to his players after. And then nobody's going to, then it's like, fuck, if he could trade him, he could trade anybody. And, this guy, like, they have no, like, you have to have a little bit of loyalty in your player. Anderson got hurt, remember? That's why Campbell stepped in. So what, I get hurt, now you fucking in and I'm out?
Yeah, again, I don't know what goes on.
Well, obviously we don't know. We're just venting here because I hate the Leafs.
Well, and also it's just like they're one of those teams that seems to be pretty, again, their proof is in the pudding because how successful have they been?
Exactly. Well, when they gave Marner $11 million because he wanted to be, they just threw money and whatever. But
And when they
I have
signed
I have a
Dion
couple of good friends who are very educated in sports.
Yeah.
And if they were here, they would they would give you good listeners. They would give us good comments. Like I could tell the guy, who did Montreal trade to get Drew in? He goes, oh, they traded number 2 draft pick and they traded
Well,
this guy.
maybe we'll bring one, going into hockey season, we'll maybe have a full technical hockey episode. We'll bring in some ringers.
Yeah, guys who know actual stats,
and
where
then
they came from,
and
people
then we
came
can
from.
talk. So it's not like we're talking out of our asses. It's just sort of
Yeah, we're just
armchair
covering the
quarterbacks.
surface that people just whatever. But you don't know the history of. I know my other one buddy. He goes, the Jays where they got this guy from, where they got. I was asking, where did Biggio go?
Where did Biggio go?
He went to the minors.
Yeah, some of those
Him and
guys.
Bichette and Guerrero were the 3 stars last year. But Biggio's playing with Buffalo.
Didn't they just bring him back? Actually, I
They
thought
just brought him up,
reactivated
but he
the other
never
day.
played though. But again, I didn't know that. I thought they traded him. Nobody had any idea.
Yeah, some of
see-
these guys. Baseball's the crazy one where they're always going up and down and up and down. Like you never know.
Yeah, even in sports, but I don't know.
So yeah, maybe we'll have a hockey talk. We'll do a hockey talk episode because the preseason starts very quickly here.
Yeah, exactly. And the bottom line is we're from Toronto. You got a couple of guys who know what they're talking about. People love listening to actual hockey
We'll
conversations.
get some actual Leaf fans in here.
Oh, they're not Leaf fans. He's actually a Montreal fan. But the thing is, he's knowledgeable about the sport. Like he'll know where the Leafs got this idiot from and who they traded for. That's how good they are.
Well, yeah, it's fun. We'll do that. We'll get something.
Maybe it's because they fucking take action for a living. I don't know. Just wisecrack again.
Well, no, but again, like get some actual guys who know sports books in here and like just like because it's like anything like that sort of actuarial science is like that's where you got to find it out, like where the true sort of intelligence.
Well, like the movie Casino, Sam Rothstein, he was put in the movie Casino from the mob because he was a sports, not a gambler. He was like an expert supposedly.
Yeah.
Did you watch the movie?
I'd have to rewatch it again. I haven't seen it for years.
He was like their money man. He would make bets, like he would move the lines. Like he would know, like, oh, Nebraska's playing this, and he would bet 50 grand. This is back in the 70s.
Yeah, but knowing he would know how to control the lines.
And he would like, and the bosses would make him bet for them. And you know, he was Jewish, and they loved him. Yeah. And then they put him in charge of the casino because he'd watch the roll of the dice. He would watch if the dealer's flipping the card too high so the players could see the eye in the sky. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like psycho with the fucking. He knew everything and anything.
Yeah,
you couldn't cheat on him. Like, you know what I mean? Some guys would try to go in there and like hustle.
Yeah.
And he would catch them, and then like he would see everything. It was just amazing. Good movie. Yeah. Anyways,
Scorsese.
I think we've discussed everything A to Z.
We talked even about fucking Swiss Chalet chicken.
Fucking Swiss Chalet, $80 for a fucking full rack of ribs.
I'm more of a St. Hubert fan.
You know what, people? Listeners, have a good week. Stay safe.
Bye.
Big Julian.
And Producer Pat.
We're all people.